So, we're ready to start practicing our scales. I think I just made a little video about starting off by practicing some notes on each string. So again, we're going to go from the balance point, which is about 2/3 of the way down, a third of the way up, and we're going to go to about use about a third of the bow in the middle. This will sound the nicest. Anywhere too close to the heel, you're going to find, because you have to use your arm weight. Sorry, this is going to sound horrible. If you haven't quite got the right kind of arm weight in the middle of the string, it should be okay. So just relax your arm, let it sit on the string. But if you come too close to the heel and you're not going at the right speed, which is not very nice. So use the middle third of your bow. We're going to play 4 E's. E's is the nicest string for your bow and your arm to sit on. So try that one first. See how fast you need to pull the bow so it doesn't make that noise. Okay, so it's all about the speed and the weight of your arm. And we're going to cross to the A string. Don't lift your bow off the string. We're just going to lift our hand up. Think about it coming up from your wrist. Don't worry too much about your arm, just sort of let it follow. And find that A string. Use your arm weight onto the A string. Use your eyes to check it's there. And then again, pull, push, pull, push. Again, over to the D string. So lift from your wrist. Try not to let your fingers change. D string. And finally the G string. So lift again. And your arm will just follow G string. Okay, so and then you can practice going between the strings. Make sure you don't lift the bow, make sure you always tip it like a seesaw. And once again over to the E. And note how I'm driving it straight. Do you remember we talked about that pronation? I'll just show you. If I change it that way, it's going to go that way. Yep, so just bring that first finger up and over and round. Really nice round shape. Okay, so next we want to practice our fingers. The violin is basically you are going to use every finger. 1, 2, 3, or possibly not 4, but 1, 2, and 3 to create the distances of tones and semitones. So the easiest place to start is on the A string. So I'll put up my bow on, I'll just show you my fingers. So I'm going to tip over and I'm going to play 2 A's. And then we know, because we're all musicians, that a B is a tone away from an A. So that equates to a space. So the A was played with no fingers. And then a space onto the A string. Oh, it was a bit bigger than the space, wasn't it? Never mind. So there's my space. And then if I put my fingers close, so I make a semitone, I'm going to get a C. But if I go back to the B, and then you make a space, I'm going to get a C sharp. So the same as going from a B to a C sharp on the piano, if you imagine, there's your tone. So we can easily then play an A major scale, which is one of your scales you have to do. In the syllabus it says please play the tonics nice and long. So I'll take a picture of the pages in the grade 1 scale book so you can see. But basically we want these sounds. We're going to climb up from that A string A, and we're going to play A, a tone to a B, a tone to a C sharp, a semitone, so close fingers, close number 3 to number 2, to make a D. That hopefully should be then in tune with your D string, an octave up, so you can check there. The next note we want is an E, so we take all our fingers off and we tip our bow. E. And then we want a tone to an F sharp, so again, a space, and a tone to a G sharp, a space, and then another close fingers to an A. And then we're going to go down. So the pattern for A major scale, on the A string and the E string, your fingers are doing the same thing. They're going a tone, and a close. Then they play the E string, and then they go a tone, and a close. Okay. You will want to do some experimenting with where your thumb and your first finger need to be. Remember, the thumb's on the other side. But in terms of shape of your hand, you want to keep your wrist really straight from this first joint in your knuckle down. And your fingers are going to make table shapes. So they drop onto the string. That's probably a better way around to see. Can you see that my finger sort of goes up off the string, across, and then down? And the same with the second finger, and the same with the third finger. Although you can't really see from that angle, there's my third finger. Okay, your fourth finger wants to stay up here as much as it can. This will help with accurate tuning. Sort of splatty kind of shaped fingers aren't going to help you very much, and they're not going to be terribly fast or accurate. Trying to do all this very quickly. I really feel for you guys trying to do this in such a short space of time. Right, so here is the A major scale, 1 octave. The lovely thing I like about Trinity is that you have to do your scale followed immediately by your arpeggio. I'm going to play you the scale and then the arpeggio. Note that for the scale, I'm going to just leave my fingers down and add another finger until I need the next string, and then I will add again, because then when I take them off, they're ready. When you go to climb down another string, you want to set all of your fingers first. So put the fingers on, then tip your bow, then go down the rest. For the arpeggio, I'm going to use which finger I need, so independent fingers. So for A major arpeggio, we need an A, a C sharp, and an E, and then an A at the top. So I will use my open string A, and then to make the C sharp, it's that second finger, A, B, C sharp, and I know it's a space and a space, so I just drop that second finger on its own onto the string, and then over to the E string, and then to make the A, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, third finger, so I can drop just that 3 on its own, and then I can go back down. If you want to put all your fingers on for measuring purposes, then that'll be fine. It's not a prerequisite, but that's probably what I'll end up doing. Okay, so here is your A major scale, bow on the E string, over to the A string. Okay, A, B, C sharp, D, everyone off to the E string, F sharp, G sharp, A, and down. E, everybody on the A string, tip. And I'm going to lift my bow back to the balance point, play the arpeggio, A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E, sorry, C sharp, A. Okay, and that's your A major. I'll do it without any talking. Okay, so there is A major. You also have to do scales with slurred notes. The arpeggios, I believe, are only separate bows. So they may ask you, please play A major with separate bows, and then you play what I just played. Or they will say, please play A major with slurred bows for the scale. Slurred bows are where we're going to keep our bow moving, but add or take fingers while the bow still moves. So you're joining them up. For these scales, we're using a long tonic. So we play that one on its own, one bow. And then the next 2 notes, we'll put our first finger on, and then we'll add our second finger while the bow still moves up. The next one's a bit more tricky. We're going to use our third finger, join it to an A. So you've got to keep your bow moving while you take all your fingers off and move over the string. Okay, and then your 1 and 2 are slurred together. A on its own. 2 and 1 joined together. Now we've got to slow an E and a third finger. So we're going to get our fingers ready. Everybody off, but everybody ready to jump on the A string. We play E. We tip our bow to the A string while our third fingers, all fingers jump on. 2 and 1, and then A. The arpeggio is still with the separate bows, so then you'd retake. Let me show you your fingers again. Slurs. Okay, that was awful posture, so please don't stand like this. Stand nice and tall.